as is election tradition, politicians are taking their campaigns to congregations today. COPE President Mosioua Lekota is attending a service at St. Michael's Church in Tshwane's Mabopane township. The party's support has dwindled since 2014, following Mbazima Shilowa and Lekota's leadership showdown in 2010. But the question now is whether COPE is still relevant. eNCA's Moloko Moloto is in Mabopane for us this morning. And Moloko, a lot of expectations as Lekota heads there today, and he's been speaking about how voters should put leaders they can trust into positions so that we can avoid a repeat of situations such as those details coming out of the State Capture Commission.
That is very correct, Mbegile. Of course, as South Africans are preparing to go to the polls in less than about 18 days from now, politicians are all over the country drumming up support. The leader of the Congress of the People, Mosioua Lekota, is in Mabopane, Block A. He attended a church earlier and he also had an opportunity to address the congregants. And he said, God gave you a choice. You have the power to choose the type of leaders that you want to take over, urging them to vote for people that he says will be trustworthy. But let me bring him into this conversation. Ndate Lekota, in 2009, when you first contested the elections and as COPE, you got about 1.3 million votes, giving you 37 seats. In 2014, we saw your electoral support coming down drastically to about 130,000 votes, therefore getting yourself only 3 votes. Why do you think voters rejected you?
No, the voters did not reject us. The voters made different choices. Voters are always entitled in any election to decide where they will put their vote. Of course, there were other elements with regard to that. So this time, every 5 years, the voters get a chance to choose whether they will return to government people that they had voted for before. If they are not prepared to do that, if they have been disappointed, they choose different. This is how democracy works, and we must accept that that is the position.
Yeah. Today you said people must vote for the type of leaders that will be trustworthy. This is the same message you've been preaching when you founded COPE, but it seems the people of this country just love the ANC.
It is not true that they only love the ANC. Until now, they had not seen evidence. They had not been given concrete evidence of the terrible failure that the ANC was. And now they have seen bulk evidence that shows money given to the Guptas, money given to Bosasa, president that is receiving money from corrupt Bosasa. They have seen homes that were supposedly built for them, which didn't last 6 months or 9 months, which just were collapsing. And then people have now seen that, in fact, they have been believing that they are voting for Nelson Mandela, but they were voting for different creatures who were nevertheless wearing the colors of the ANC.
Yeah. Let's talk quickly about your opposition towards a proposition to expropriate land without compensation. I mean, aren't you worried that perhaps that may just alienate some of your potential voters?
When we came to government on that ticket. And under President Mandela, we actually won the highest amount of support on that ticket of expropriation with compensation. We are not for expropriation without compensation. Our position is the position that is in the Constitution. Expropriation where it is necessary with compensation.
Okay. Quickly, how are you going to address the issue of joblessness, particularly among the youth?
Well, the first thing is to jettison this idea that we are going to take people's property without compensation, because that is a thing that is causing many investors to disinvest and take their money away. And that's why so many of our people are unemployed. We are going to say, and we have been saying, the Congress of the People will not change the Constitution. We will compensate where we need land. We will compensate will take that land and compensate the owners of that, so that the investors don't run away with their money. And when that is so, they'll invest more, local investors, and more jobs will be available for our people. Once you disrupt the economy, look what happened to Zimbabwe. Once Mugabe disrupted the economy of that country, Zimbabweans ran in numbers in this country because there was nothing to eat in Zimbabwe. In fact, even now, they are still suffering the hunger that was caused by that policy. Now, these ones are trying to do the same thing, where now people are taking their money to faraway lands. Some are going to Botswana, but others are going to New Zealand, Australia, and so on. Our people have no jobs. And look what they live in now as a result.
Okay. Mosioua Lekota is the leader of the Congress of the People. As you can see on their poster, they say South Africa needs a fresh start. Of course, we will all know whether Congress of the People will increase its support come May 8. We know that in the elections, the local government elections that were held in 2011 and 2016, which they contested, they never won even a single ward in municipalities.
eNCA reporter Moloko Moloto live for us in Mabopane this morning.